What's happening, people? How y'all doing? Happy New Year to you. We made it, 2026. Did you bring your light? Did you bring your light? Did you bring your lunch? That's what we're supposed to bring into 2026. We're supposed to bring our light and our lunch. Did you bring it? Tell me you brought it. Put it in the comments. What's happening? I'm just so happy to be here. Welcome to another episode of Messages in the Madness with yours truly, Vernon Longhorn Davis. I am he is I, one each. So, yeah, I'm glad to be here. What's happening? Hey, Miss Annette, how you doing? Yeah, glad to see you. What's happening, Miss Annette? Good to see you as well. Brother August, great to see you as well, my friend. Y'all make sure you like, love, share the message if you love what we talk about here because it's 2026. I think it's time for us to grow. We either got to grow or go, and I prefer to grow because I don't want to go. So I've been working on a few things. I got a new background, and this is going to be the background that we're going to use for Messages in the Madness. Type it in the comments. Let me know if you like it or not. I'd greatly appreciate that. Hey, my daughter, since you say, hey, my daddy, hey, my daughter, good to see you as always. Hope you enjoyed your trip to Atlanta. Yeah, I had a few things going on. Like I say, created a new logo, which you see up there in the corner, and even created a new logo for Longhorn Comedy. So that's in my Facebook. Do have one quick announcement for you guys. I am the I am one of the members. I mean, you guys know I'm a member of the Veterans of Comedy, so I'm now second in command with the Veterans of Comedy, which is kind of cool. So, thank you. Shout out to Will C and the group for letting me be that, do that, be a part of that. We are officially a 501c3 now. So, yeah, that's kind of cool. So, a few things happening. James say, August say, got the light and ate the lunch. I know that's right. Eat that lunch, man. Bring that light. Annette says, like the background. Thank you very much. I'm just glad to see everybody tonight. I know baby sisters out there somewhere because I've seen her pop in, drop in somewhere. So, again, happy new year. I hope you guys have enjoyed it so far because I'm not going to lie, I'm appreciating it. Tonight is going to be kind of a long message, but I think it's very much needed. And the title of the message tonight is yeah, you knew what to do before you asked. That's what it's called. You knew what to do before you asked. So let me start here. Have you ever noticed how quickly we ask for advice about something we already decided? Not because we're confused, not because we lack information, but because we don't fully trust ourselves yet. And some of us are too old not to be trusting ourselves at this point in our lives. We already know what we're going to do. We just want someone else to say it out loud. So if it goes sideways, we can say, well, they told me to do it. They don't own it. They want to tell, say, yeah, you told me to do it. That's human. That is actually a human thing. That's real. And tonight we're gonna talk about it. Because the truth is, most of the time you knew what you was gonna do before you asked. You didn't ask because you didn't know. You asked because you were scared to trust the answer you already had. Let's just be real about it. And I'm not here to beat anybody up over that. I've done it. I still do it sometimes. We all do. But at some point, you have to pause and ask yourself an uncomfortable question. Why don't I trust me? Why don't I trust myself? And that's a hard question for people to ask themselves. Why don't I trust me? Think about how many decisions in your life you made before you asked anybody. As a kid, you trusted yourself naturally. You didn't need a focus group. You didn't need 22 people telling you what to do. You didn't have to ask that opinion. You didn't need approval. You didn't need consensus. You said what you felt. And that's the thing I love about children. Children will tell you the truth, whether you want to know it or whether you want to hear it or not. They're going to tell you the truth. You went where you wanted to. You laughed when it was funny. You cried when it hurt. And somewhere along the line, life started editing you. They did. Life started editing you. Hey, Brother Jerry. Hey, Miss Marion, good to see you. Miss Ethel, good to see you as well. Someone corrected you. Someone embarrassed you, told you that you were wrong, told you you were too much. Or maybe they even told you you weren't enough. And little by little, you learn to doubt the voice inside of you. Not because that voice was wrong, but because trusting it had consequences. Ooh. Yeah, I said it. It did. Let's be honest. Um, some of us trusted ourselves once and paid for it. We chose the wrong person. We stayed too long. We left too early. We believed someone who didn't deserve it. And we've all done that. And instead of learning, we blamed ourselves. So now, before we make a move, we ask everybody. We ask friends, family, co-workers, pastors, strangers online. Some of us even ask an AI. And a lot of these people don't even know your last name. We are crowdsourcing courage. Yeah. But here's the quiet truth nobody says out loud. Advice doesn't remove risk. It just spreads responsibility. So I'm gonna pause right there so I can read what DC Fluffy says. She said, "Can't remember the last time I asked anyone for advice on my life's decision because I know I'm the captain of this ship. And I do trust me. I may not make the best decisions or choose the right option, but that's when a lesson is learned. You know what? I'm with you. I'm with you, baby sis. I get it. But see, you got a whole different perspective. Everybody ain't like you, and everybody won't own that. Everybody won't tell that truth. And you step right into your truth and say it. And I give you a salute for that. But here, at the end of the day, you're still the one who has to live with the decision. Just like Baby Sis says, she the captain of that ship. She got to make that decision. You're still the one who has to wake up with it, sleep next to it, carry it. You. That's why I believe this, and this is my opinion. You don't need more advice. You need more trust in the person you've already become. You need to believe in you. You need to trust you in making your decisions. Let me say that again for the people in the back. You don't need more advice. You need more trust in the person you've already become. See, because the version of you sitting here tonight is not the same version that made mistakes years ago. You've lived with some life. You've lived some life since then. You've lived a lot of life since then. You've survived some things. You've learned some lessons the hard way, just like Baby Sis said. You've earned wisdom. Yeah, you don't just wake up and you got it. You have to earn wisdom. But for some reason, we trust everyone else's experience more than our own. Yeah. We'll listen to someone who's never been where we're trying to go tell us why it won't work. How you gonna tell me it's not gonna work if you ain't never been there? You ain't never tried. But you're standing here telling me, this ain't gonna work. That's them naysayers. We'll listen to someone who quit early, tell us why we shouldn't try. We'll listen to someone who's afraid and will tell us to be careful. How does that work? And we call that being smart. Hey, Miss Marion, good to see you. Hey, Charlotte, good to see you too. Glad y'all can make it. Happy New Year. Sometimes it's not wisdom, people. Sometimes it's just fear dressed up as logic. Now, let me be clear. This is not a message about ignoring wise counsel. I'm not telling you that. This is not a message about being reckless. I'm not telling you to go be reckless either. This is not a message about I don't need anybody, because we all need somebody at some point in time. And if you run around here telling yourself you don't need nobody, you're lying to yourself. Because everybody needs somebody at some point in time. See, a lot of us aren't asking for insight. We're actually asking for approval when we're asking other people. We want someone to tell us it's okay to listen to ourselves. Yeah, that's permission. And here's the part that might sting a little. It's going to sting just a little bit. If you need permission to trust yourself, you've already handed your power away. Now, I know I'm guilty of it. I'll ask, hey, does this look right together? Because I may think I'm looking good, but I'm looking curious. I may think I'm hot to track. And you're like, no, you're not. And sometimes I'll ask questions and I will know the answer. But sometimes I don't know. Maybe, and I'm not just asking anybody, but I'll ask people that I trust, and it's not for validation. It's because I truly want another opinion. But the truth is, I hear you, August. He said, get back, devil. I know that's right. The truth is, nobody else knows your life like you do. Nobody else carries your history. Nobody else feels what you feel when you lay your head down at night. Now, yes, there are people who have been through what you have been through or something similar to it, but they're not you. And they don't, what they say, they don't know you like that. Let me give it to you straight. Let me give it to you right. They don't know you like that, like that. You got to say it twice. If it's real, like I just said there, yeah, they don't know you like that, like that. They don't know you for real, for real. They can give you perspective. They can offer you insight, but they cannot live your life for you. And deep down, you know that. There's no reason why you shouldn't know that. That's why sometimes you'll ask for advice and immediately feel resistance when someone gives you an answer you don't like. Not because they're wrong, but because it doesn't align with what you already know is true for you. You ever notice that? Come on, y'all, talk to me tonight. Put something in the comments for me. You'll say, what do you think I should do? They answer. And inside you, you're like, yeah, no, I'm not going to be doing that. But you asked, so they gave you an answer. That moment right there tells you something important. Your inner voice is still alive. You just haven't been listening to it consistently. And that's real. Here's something else I've learned. Your intuition doesn't yell. Again, let me make sure you heard me. Your intuition does not yell. Fear yells. Your intuition whispers. It's calm. It's steady. It doesn't rush you. Fear, on the other hand, comes with urgency. It comes with right now. Come on, right now. Hurry up, or we'll miss out. What if this goes wrong? Who do you think you are? It comes with that. And if you're not careful, fear will convince you that it's being practical. But let me ask you this. How many times did you ignore your gut and regret it later? You knew something was off. You felt it. You sensed it. Hmm. But you talked yourself out of it because you didn't want to look foolish. You didn't want to rock the boat. You didn't want to disappoint anybody. And later you said to yourself, I knew better. That sentence right there tells the whole story. Yeah. Jerry, you're right. The song says, fear is a liar, and it is. Jerry also says sometimes it's the answer you didn't want to hear, but what you needed to hear. And that can be, that's man, that now that does sting when you get that answer that you really, that's not what I wanted to hear. August says, I'm the only one living in my skin. Yeah, you are. You are. And you have to remember that. People can give you all the advice that you know, all the advice in the world, but at the end of the day, it's you. And you gotta, and you go everywhere you go. And everywhere you go, you are with you. Hmm. You knew. You knew it. You knew it. You knew it. You knew better. And that sentence does tell the whole story. You knew better. You can't nobody tell you you knew it. The issue was never knowledge. It was trust. And this is where I'm going to slow down. Trusting yourself doesn't mean you'll always be right. It means you'll be honest with yourself even when it's uncomfortable. It means you'll take responsibility instead of hiding behind consensus. It means you'll stop pretending you don't know what you know. That's what it means. That's what trusting yourself. It doesn't mean that. I'm sorry. Trusting yourself doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean you'll always be right. Some of us are exhausted, not because life is heavy, but because we're constantly fighting our own wisdom. We argue with ourselves. We negotiate with ourselves. We override ourselves. That just don't even sound good. Now, I know I've jokingly said more than one time that, you know, it's okay to talk to yourself and it's okay to answer yourself. You don't have a problem until you interrupt yourself because a lot of times the answers are already in you. What you're going to do is you knew what you was going to do because the answer's already in you. Like I said before, you knew what to do before you asked the question. And then we wonder why we're tired. Let me tell you something that's freeing. You are allowed to change your mind. You are allowed to grow. You are allowed to make a decision and later say, that was the best I could do with what I knew then. You can do that. Trusting yourself doesn't require perfection, it requires honesty. And Maya Angelou said it best. What did she say? Oh, we do better when we know better. And honesty starts with this. Stop asking questions you already answered. Stop second guessing you. If you already know you're done, stop asking if you should stay. If you already know you need rest, stop asking, if it's okay to slow down? If you already know you've been called to something new, stop asking people who are comfortable where they are. Because not everyone you ask wants you to win. No, they don't. Misery loves company. And if other people are not winning, I'm not saying everybody's like that, but if other people are not winning, they don't want to see you win either. Some people just want you to stay relatable. Yeah, they want you to stay relatable. Here's another truth we don't say enough. People give advice through the lens of their own fears. Ooh, I wouldn't get on that plane. Why wouldn't you get on that plane? I'm scared of flying. So I shouldn't get on the plane because you're afraid of flying. That's about as dumb as, that's about as dumb as pearls on a polar bear. That doesn't make sense. But people do give you advice through the lens of their own fears. It'd be great if they gave it to you through the lens of their success, but they don't. They don't. Jerry says, like right now, I'm afraid. I'm scared of my travel next week, scared of failing at this new career choice. Jerry, buddy, cut that shit out. You got this. It wouldn't happen to you if you couldn't do it. That's just real talk. Stand up and go do it. Believe in you. Believe in the process. Believe in what it is that you're going to do. You leave fear where you found it. It's that simple. This week, I'm going somewhere to do something that I've never done before. But guess what? I'm going, shoulders back, chest stuck out, boots shined. And I'm going to learn, Jerry. And I think we talked about this once before. I'm getting kind of away from what I wrote. But you ever notice that things usually are not the things that we fear once we get to them and get through them wasn't as bad as we thought they were going to be. Actually, we were like, damn, I don't even know why was I scared in the first place? Leave fear where it's at. We waste so much energy fearing the unknown. Yeah, like James said, I need you to step out and try. That's what we need you to do. And we all pulling for you, Jerry. So, Baby Sis says you are allowed to change your mind, make mistakes, know the difference between failure and a life lesson. But put yourself first and give yourself grace and patience on life's journey. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And yes, ma'am. So, that does not make them bad because people give you advice through their own fears. It doesn't make them bad. It makes them human. Because, see, we've talked about on this show how people are pre-wired for negativity. But if you're not careful, you'll adopt their limitations as your own. And suddenly, you're living someone else's comfort zone instead of your own calling. You become a lemming. Hey, Basil. My grandson Basil. Hey, buddy. You're living someone else's comfort zone instead of your own calling. And if you don't know what a lemming is, look it up. But it's little animals and they follow each other. And they'll follow each other to the point to where they will fall off cliffs following each other. They follow each other blindly. See, hey, Jerry, my baby sis says, you got this, Jerry. You're gonna do you're gonna do and be great. You don't need to announce every decision. You don't need to defend every move. You don't need a committee to validate your growth. And that's not what's happening here tonight. We're all sounding a voice together in support of. And we don't even, well, I know what you're doing, but everybody else here don't know what you got going on. But I kind of know. But we are supporting each other. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is nothing. Nothing at all, and just move differently. Trusting yourself always means learning how to sit with uncertainty. Hell, I don't know what I'm going to be up against this week, but guess what? I'm going. Cowboy hat and boots and all. You don't know where you're going or you know where you're going, but you don't know what you're doing. You don't know who you're going to meet. But you walk in with your chest out, your shoulders back, your mouth closed and your ears open, and you learn. See, clarity doesn't always come before action. Sometimes clarity comes from action. I should put that on the t-shirt. Clarity doesn't come before action. Sometimes clarity comes clarity doesn't always come before action. Sometimes clarity comes from action. Jerry, you're welcome. That's right. Move in silence. Be a ninja. Jerry, you gonna kill it too. Like a deer on your property. Sometimes you don't feel ready until you do move. Sometimes you don't feel confident until you step forward. Sometimes the faith shows up after you leap. Sometimes you didn't already jumped. They say take a leap of faith. the faith don't come until you already jumped off the cliff. And yes, sometimes you'll fall. I'd be lying to you if I told you different. But here's what I know. You can recover from a fall. You cannot recover from a life you never lived. The biggest regret people carry isn't failure, it's silence. And that is the truth. It's hesitation. It's not trusting themselves when it mattered. So tonight, I want you to ask yourself a different question. What have I been asking permission to do that I already know I need to do? What decision have I been circling because I'm afraid to trust myself? What could change in my life if I believe that my experiences actually taught me something valuable? Yeah. What would change in my life, your life, if you believed that your experiences actually taught you something valuable? You don't need to be fearless. You need to be faithful to yourself. You don't need all the answers. You need the courage to shut your mouth and listen. And maybe, just maybe, the most important thing I'll say tonight is this: the voice you keep doubting has carried you through every hard moment you've survived. It got you here. It got you here. I didn't get you here. I wasn't there. It may not have been perfect, but it was resilience. It adapted, it endured. That voice deserves your respect. Your voice deserves your respect. So the next time you feel the urge to ask 5 people, what should you do? Just pause for a second. Ask yourself first, and then sit with the answer. And if you seek counsel, let it confirm what you know, not replace it. Did you hear me? If you do go ask somebody else, let them confirm what you know, not let what they say replace what you know. Because most of the time, you knew what you was going to do before you asked. And trusting yourself, that might be the bravest thing you do next. But I believe in you. Trust yourself. Trust yourself. Trust yourself. Thank you. So, Jerry says, I took a leap of sanity. I needed to break the cycle of toxicity. You recognized it and you made a change. Proud of you, Jerry. Because, see, everybody can't do that. Everybody won't do that. So, that's the message for tonight. And I thank y'all for listening. I hope I didn't miss anybody as I tried to greet everybody when they came in. But happy New Year. Happy 2026. I hope you brought your light and your lunch. Like we talked about last week, bring your light, bring your lunch, because, hey, we going to whoop 2026 ass with this positivity. And we going to need some energy. So that's what the lunch is for. But tonight, really need you to focus on our message. You knew what you was going to do before you even asked the question. You knew what you was going to do. Stand on it. Believe in it. Don't give up on it. Don't give up on yourself. Well, anything else for me in the chat before I get out of here tonight? I got 7 seconds. Man, y'all doing all kinds of stuff. Y'all liking reels and everything over here today. So shout out to Mama Betty Ulrich. Yeah, happy birthday, Mama Betty. And happy birthday, my Miss Regina. Happy birthday and retirement to you. Can't forget that too. So, well, thank you, Charlotte. I appreciate that. God bless you too, Jerry. Um, I thank you, brother. I do. Baby sister, I got biscuit. I know that's right. You got something to stick to your ribs. Stay with you for a while. I got that. Um, she said, wishing you and everyone an awesome week ahead. Love you too. Love you too, baby sis. All right, guys. I love you. God loves you. Well, this is, I love you. God loves you. Take care of yourself. Love yourself. Respect yourself. Take care of them kids. Give them a hug from me. Respect our vets. Respect our vets. This has been another episode of Messages in the Madness with your host, Vernon Longhorn Davis. Yeah, well, we'll see about next week. I'll let y'all know about next week. But until next time, God bless y'all. $2.